Security experts Dennis Amachree join us live to talk more on security measures under COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. While the initial 14 days of the lockdown was on, there was an increased wave of violence in some communities in Lagos and Ogun. Now the lockdown has been extended by 14 more days. What are your projections?
Well, I think the police is ready now. They have a better arrangement because that was what was lacking in the first instance. The preparedness was not well planned, and I think they've got themselves together. There is a DIG in charge of the operations now, and I think they should make themselves very visible, patrol the streets. And then, of course, make sure that miscreants are not out there to either cause a problem or carry out their criminal activities.
As it is, the police officers are themselves at the forefront of enforcing the lockdown. You find them at checkpoints, ensuring that there's restriction of movement, say for those on essential services. How effectively do you see them perform at this time?
I think we have to actually define. That's another thing. You know, when Lagos State government started this, they started it as a partial lockdown. And then the president announced a total lockdown. But if you go to the streets of Lagos now, you see people moving around, just doing their thing, as if there was nothing, it's business as usual. Now, this is the problem, because we need to tell people, that the reason why they are staying at home, because they could not just come out and then be roaming around the streets. And at the same time, we should see it as a crisis management situation where those who are in lockdown will have also some kind of provision to take care of themselves, because you cannot afford to lock down people who have a daily income to be locked down. They are going to starve. And when they starve like that, you start finding out people begging. After they finish begging, if they couldn't get it, they want to loan some money. And if they can't get some loan, then the next thing is to steal. So it's a situation where we have to look at it very properly.
Indeed, government, both at the center and even in the state, has announced palliative measures. But then there are concerns and there are questions, complaints from people that it's actually not getting to them in some areas. Here we are today. Some citizens, some residents have turned themselves to members of the vigilante team, burning tires at night, keeping vigil to ensure their communities are safe. What should they take note of, even as they themselves stand to defend themselves?
Yeah, I totally agree. That people are worried that giving these palliatives, the way they are distributing them is not actually the right way. I learned the military was coming out with Operation Second 11. And that's where I expected the military to come and work. Not like during elections. We don't want them during elections to come and get involved in the internal security. Situations like this, they could go ahead and even carry the loads of food and take it down, other people to be in line and then dish out what they are supposed to get. And then there will be constant patrol. And I expect the police, of course, to expand their circle of friendly forces by thinking of the local security guards.
All right, Dennis Amachree, security expert, thank you for talking to us on TVC News at 7.